Anywhere in here?
Just sit anywhere in here. No one's capturing the...
I'm definitely sitting in this big chair right here.
Okay.
Should be out in the front. Logan's gonna come hang out with you. Maybe.
Hello, my family and friends. I'm here to tell you the story. It's a classic American folk tale. It's called Wiley and the Hairy Man. Alright, here you go. Be careful, warned Wiley's mother. The hairy man is a wicked conjurer. He's very powerful too. And if you're not careful while you're chopping wood, he'll snatch you up and put you in his magic sack. Then he'll take you home to eat you. Oh, Mom, you're so silly, said Wiley. There's no conjurer in the land that could outsmart me. At least not in my town, in this town. I'll be fine. And he picked up his axe and he started swinging it. And as he walked outside, he was feeling a little bit cocky. And he said, oh, hairy man, come and get me, if you can. And just as soon as he said that, he felt a small change in the breeze that was flowing through the trees. And he felt a gaze fall upon the back of his neck. And he turned around, and there was a monstrous figure standing in the moonlight. There's a mess, a tangled jungle of hair, and there's two opal red eyes staring out of that mess while spit drooled down his chin. And it was the hairy man. And he started chasing Wiley. Wiley, not knowing what to do and obviously freaking out, he dropped his axe and he scampered up a tree, figuring, he said to himself, I've never seen a cow climb a tree. Why would the hairy man be able to? And the hairy man was circling the tree, and Wiley, feeling a little bit cocky, yelled down to him, hey there, hairy man, what do you have in that magic sack of yours? And the hairy man smiled up at him creepily, and he said, I have nothing yet, but soon, before long, I'll have you. And he started chopping at the tree with the axe that Wiley had left on the ground. And he said, chop, chop, I'll get you in my sack. Chop, chop, I'll get you in my sack. But Wiley, his mom was a conjurer as well, and she had taught him a few tricks. And so every time that the hairy man tried to cut down the tree, he would say, chip, chip, fly on back. Chip, chip, fly on back. And the piece of wood that had just been sprung from the tree by the hairy man would fly back, leaving the tree virtually undamaged. And this went on back and forth for a long time. Chop, chop, I'll get you in my sack. Chip, chip, fly on back. And nothing much had happened. The hairy man, he started to get very frustrated. He said, stop singing that song. And Wiley is starting to feel pretty confident in himself. He said, you're not so great a conjurer. I bet you couldn't even turn yourself into a giraffe. And the hairy man said, I could too. And did it right there on the spot. Boom. And Wiley, thinking quickly, said, well, I bet you couldn't turn yourself into something small. Anybody could turn themselves into something big. Turn into an opossum or something like that. And the hairy man did. And as soon as he did, Wiley jumped out of the tree and landed on the possum. And he threw him into the magic sack and he tied it shut. And he was really happy, and he started running away. And he said, hairy man, come and get me if you can. Started taunting him. And he threw the magic bag into the river. He started to walk home feeling pretty good about himself, but he wasn't probably more than 70 yards away before he turned around and he saw the hairy man, wet and angry, running after him as fast as he could. But he already knew he'd outsmarted him a couple times, so he wasn't as scared this time. And so he said, hello there, my friend. Why are you so wet? And how did you get out of that magic bag so quickly? And the hairy man said, ah, you fool, I'm a great conjurer. I just turned myself into the wind, and I blew on out of the bag, and I picked it up, and I came to get you, to put you in the bag. And he's like, you're not so great a conjurer, said Wiley. Yeah, I bet you couldn't. I'm wearing this rope around my waist that keeps my pants up. I bet you couldn't even make that disappear. He said, I could, too, said the hairy man. You're crazy. I could make all the rope in the world disappear if I wanted to. Wiley said, then do it. Let's see it. And so he did. He said, rope, rope, listen here. Rope, rope, disappear. And all the rope disappeared. The rope disappeared from around Wiley's pants, and they started to fall down, and he had to hold them up. But the rope holding the dogs, the 5 dogs back at Wiley's mama's house, also disappeared. And knowing this, Wiley yelled, dogs, dogs, come here, because the hairy man hated dogs. And he taunted them some more, as the dogs came chasing, barking after him, and as he watched as the hairy man disappeared into the trees. But as soon as he was out of eyesight, he scampered home. He said, Mama, we have a problem. I saw that hairy man you warned me about, and I've been taunting him and messing with him, and he's going to be mad. He'll be here soon. His mom said, oh, Wiley, but you've already outsmarted him once, and you fooled him twice. If you fool him one more time, he'll have no power over us whatsoever. We have to think quickly. And so she had Wiley fetch the youngest pig from their group of piglets, the youngest piglet. And she wrapped that in a blanket, and just then there was a knock on the door. Clap, clap, clap. And it said, I'm the hairy man. And the mama went over to the door, and she said, oh, hairy man, standing at my door, if I give you my youngest one, will you bother us no more? And hearing this, Wiley freaks out, and he ran to the attic, and he locked himself in a chest. He was terrified. He had no idea. He thought his mama had betrayed him. And the hairy man said, I'm the hairy man, knocking at your door. If you give me your youngest one, I'll bother you no more. And so she said, Mama let him into the house. And she said, the youngest one is in the bed. He's wrapped in a blanket. And the hairy man burst in, ready to just eat Wiley there on the spot, raw, like a leopard. And he opened it up, but the blanket wasn't Wiley. It was the piglet. And the mama was a conjurer herself, and she said, now, Mr. Hairy Man, I promised you my youngest one, but I didn't say my youngest what, or which of my youngest what. And so, and this piglet was also mine before it was yours, and so you must take it, and you know that you cannot break a conjurer's promise. And even the hairy man knew that he couldn't break the conjurer's promise, and he had no power over them whatsoever anymore. So he snatched up the piglet, and he raged all through the town and all through the forest, knocking over trees, just letting the world feel his wrath. And the next morning, the folks of the town said there must have been a cyclone, but Wiley and his mama laughed because they knew that wasn't true. My story. Wow.
It's a sick story.
Oh, wow. Stories are hard. It's so hard.
You presented it really well. That was cool.
I'm for it.